not going to be easy.
Starting things off, and already bullets have started to connect right through the mid doors. That's a Dust2 exclusive, folks. 1x bet odds on your screen. You can see G2 given a head and shoulders lead in the odds after converting the complexity map pick. Vertigo, so as you said, 16-14. Hunter already impressed us, as the desk has also discussed as well. We'll see if he can maintain that form into our second map of play.
Yesterday, complexity as well against LDLC on this map. It was an interesting game. I think we'll leave it at that. It was a tough one for complexity to get across the line. They had to deal with some antics.
I feel like I've seen exclusively Dust2 T-side pistols always long. Same smoke, flash to follow, and here they come. Poison, previously against LDLC, a real thorn in the T-side side. And they're up the ramp.
Yeah.
Missed shots, bit skew whiff there. And looks like they're actually just falling back through CT. They'll play it as a unit, regroup, and enable that bomb to go down.
4v5 retake. Hunter's behind them. Oh dear, oh dear.
Not the perfect weapon for the job, but what are they supposed to do about that? Ignore him?
Oh, Blame's going to wait for Hunter here, or is he?
Oh, he can't decide yet. Okay, so they're just going to accept that Hunter is away from the pack. They're all opting for ramp. It's like they know they're coming short. There's no fear about long, or at least not that much. NiKo has a USP, and he's using it to great success. Paired up with JACKZ, can't quite find the head. The final does fall, and now just Blame.
Oof. That one there is going to be very frustrating. The fact that you've lost the A site and then there's a guy peppering you from behind at B and the bomb's already down.
Yeah.
The 40 seconds already started. You don't have a chance for nuance in that round. You just have to get a move on. Not a single kill for complexity.
And it's also that info from Hunter. I know he hasn't got the kill, but he's just seen like at least 2 bodies running towards the Xbox side. You can pretty much hedge your bets that most of your contacts coming from short.
Similar pistol is what we saw Complexity do yesterday in their game as well, right? So if you're G2, not going to be the hardest thing in the world to be prepared for a round like that. And it looks like we have everybody's favorite technical timeout in play here. Look, I don't know if I'm... I don't know if skeptical is the right word. I just haven't been completely convinced that G2 are a trophy-lifting team just yet, right? Because throughout the online era, I think there's 3 names, at least in recent history, that have stood out. Gambit, for sure. Na'Vi, of course. And then Heroic had that stint.
Fair.
Since they've kind of dropped off a little bit, right? So maybe I'm giving them a bit more than they're worth. But for G2, they've been around that level as well. But for whatever reason, I'm not completely sold. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what's missing. And I think here, if they can have some convincing wins over complexity, then they can start to change that dialogue. Because this team, right? This team, when you look at, obviously, NiKo, he's a star-studded player. He's got Hunter who can produce just, well, maybe not just as much, but we've seen levels that he can hit that are similar to that of his cousin. There's a chance for this G2 team to actually be legit for the trophy. So, I have to wait and see.
That was always the intention, right?
Yeah.
That's why this roster exists. But I do think you're kind of voicing what I would assume, and it feels like the majority of the community feels as well. Like there is an expectation that G2 should have the capacity to be pushing the top 3. Some people even putting them as that 3rd.
Yeah.
But without a trophy in the cabinet, not so satisfying for organization and fans alike. A big start would be taking down this international juggernaut. Bop. AmaNEk actually catching some flack there. That was Poison's scout.
They're heading out long, though. Not willing to contest the corner. Blame and Rush will fall on back and pushing mid-doors. Config, very audacious. He's been tagged on down to 33. And the long take simulator is in play once more. Hunter, the lurky boy, he'll be playing into upper tunnels, and that's where you saw him apply pressure on the pistol rounds. This looks like rinse and repeat right here from G2.
Yeah, like the pistol, but with AK-47s. Here they go. Scout tagged up. Poison on notice. Now the AKs can really threaten him as well. He takes another pot shot. Nothing connecting, and they're speeding up. They're not slowing down. They're straight up the ramp. NiKo with a quick find. Poison converting what he started on that scout, but will be neutralized. It's falling apart. Nice flank from Hunter as well. You can see he's causing real issues. JACKZ just spamming as much jump as he can to get his legs away from that tap. That's the end. Hunter finishes things off neat and tidy. Good play from G2, keeping it simple as well. It's not like there's any lessons to be learned here from complexity. Just the same 4 long, 1 lurk B, 2 for 2.
That's wild, though. That's 2 rounds in a row that Hunter has prioritized that B lurk, and that's how they're willing to punish, right? Normally, you'll see somebody hang around lower dark, and they'll stop them from going through mid doors, and then they'll flank CT spawn late. He's allowing them to flank short, and then he's flanking CT spawn from B.
Yeah, perhaps they know the complexity have a penchant for coming up and taking those elevator retakes. All of them flying across.
Not sure how many AmaNEk spotted there. He did have JACKZ with him, so maybe combined they were able to calculate just how many bodies crossed those doors. But back across they go, and now that's going to be more difficult to track. They are only contesting with a P250 and 2 Deagles, though.
Figs having a stroll. You saw of those Deagles, he's already drawn blood with his. Just like that, magic happens. It looks like the CTs want to start to congregate. Use their power in numbers. Don't forget, it's just USPs and those two $700 pistols. They do push out. Good find. JACKZ wants more. Manages his angles quite well. Rush has caught him, though, and suddenly things are starting to fall apart.
AmaNEk's trapped with the bomb in pit.
Knows there's one car side. He actually fires off, looking to recover the rifle. Oh, great shot from Rush. One-on-one established, and Hunter does not really have the health for a straight head-to-head.
30 seconds left. Hunter has to go towards A.
Actually got the double smoke for the cross. That's so nice. There's nothing Blame can do. A pot shot through the smoke. Ooh, I smoked too soon. There was a gap. Not to be punished just yet. Yet to die. Single click of Blame's mouse can secure Complexity's first round hit.
Oh, he's too far away from this. The bomb will get planted. Hunter can re-establish his post-plant position.
He doesn't know. Blame starting to walk up. Hunter might tuck into Gandalf there, and now a real opportunity. Blame's going to have lost him as he rounds this corner. Don't forget, no kit. Hunter can just play the time. Oh, he exposes himself. What a find from Blame F. That is immediately putting Complexity on the board.
Oh, I thought Hunter had done enough there. The fact he was able to evaporate the bomb halfway ticked because Blame didn't want to make any noise. As you mentioned, no kit in play. But that's an eco victory right there, and kicked off by Config's Deagle, re-aggressing towards long. Rush coming out late as well. That impact to get that one kill, and then the information on his death. Huge stuff right there. Complexity bite back early. That one was tense for a moment there, and it didn't feel like it needed to be that
Honestly,
way.
as soon as I saw Hunter round the Gandalf, I thought, there's no way for Blame. I mean, he's going to spend so much time, he's got to clear the sight.
Fake it,
Short's a thing, he's faking it. Yeah, but no, wow, what a find, and just the timing not favoring on the cross, however. JACKZ limping his way to B now, and Hunter's being a nerd about this. Got the jump throw lineup for his very own smoke. NiKo to walk out the doors off the flash. This is quick. This is a full mid to B. The incendiary won't stop him. The spray might. JACKZ is finished off. Kept 4-4. The flash is popping. It's only Config. He's lost his vision. Doesn't lose his head. Doesn't lose his core.
Oh, no way!
Nice defense from Config. Finally put on to his arse. Bomb to be planted, and it's AmaNEk on that AWP now. He's still holding the mid-cross. It's Rush that can ruin things. Are they waiting for Rush? This could rot some time off the clock. He's quick on the heels of AmaNEk. A smoke deployed, Poison to find it. Only Hunter now up against the entire squad. 3 players. He's managed to get across the doors without any info. Peeks into the first, another spotted. Hunter isolated, finding one. It's Blame to secure another round for Complexity, and that is going to break the backs of G2.
Well, that defuse can come on in, that AWP can be picked on up. And the round can be secured, but Config there, that impact, the fact he got a second, right? On our screen, it looked like he was completely blind, couldn't see a bloody thing. The fact he gets one, and then the second, miraculous stuff. Really just stalled them out, because JK swinging from window, him being tagged already from that door cross, that's such a problem. It only takes a stray bullet coming through any part of his body, he goes on down. Luckily, he did enough damage to combine with Poison's utility coming through, and he can salvage a kill out of that. But really, the impact is on Config, and they are able to get through with double AWPs now. Buyback out from G2. They're trying to make this one work. The scout in lieu of the big green for AmaNEk. Hunter into an AK again, and Deagles with utility. His Blame is taking a few liberties of his own here. Aggressive short.
Oh, that's quite a way to open up the Deagle round. Armored Deagles, but NiKo has just put Blame on his bottom.
Double AWPs kind of makes this okay. There's only one player isolated, that is JACKZ. Config can help, but would have to cross this massive void.
He might go for the wallbang. If Hinge Smoke comes out, oh, the flash is perfect. Pops, fires off the shot, reveals the AWP's location, and he actually is going to counter their util with one of his own. That's really smart from Config, and Rush does the same. They're ahead of it. What a spray. Rush doubles up. And G2 are on notice now. That's a problem. 3v4, they're swinging to the side. A hard shot. Poison hits it regardless, looking for the dunk. Top spin, Pokeball. Ooh, okay. Can't quite catch JACKZ. These double AWPs no longer feel like a problem. If anything, a perk. There is potential for a plant. Where is that bomb, though? Oh, it's loose outdoors. I need to go ahead and get a knife and fork and eat my words. Locked out by the smoke as well. Yeah, that's theirs. And feels like likely the round as well.
Yeah, JKS can just monitor the cross here, so the long players don't really need to keep their eyes on, even though Poison is. They have a bit of a crossfire set up. NiKo awares of this.
Poison confirmed they're on the site. 2 misses, actually, whistling past. And the third not quite going to happen. Looks like they're going to wrap this one up neat and tidy. Just the scout for AmaNEk to try and inflict some damage and not having any of it. I like the crossfire from JKS and Config, just making good use of the weapons in their arsenal.
Yeah, they didn't need to push into the site there, and they're awares of that. You could see Config starting to creep up early, but then they realized the situation they were dealt with. A lot of teams, right, would consider, oh, the bomb's down long, we have to get doors, we have to lock that down. Well, no, you just need to cut off the avenues, and that's what they've been able to do. Poison maybe feeling a little bit hard done by, didn't hit that shot onto JACKZ when he was crossing in towards that site, but regardless, they put G2 down to just a pistol upgrade rounds here.
Worth highlighting that despite AmaNEk not picking up a single frag, he's still averaging about 60 damage a round. Been doing the damage, just unable to convert so far. On the Glock, I would expect a similar case. They're just going to have the little Glock train.
Looks like they might just go short here. So Poison's going to get a shooting gallery from this ramp, and Blame will be able to chip in from the spawn ramp itself. They've got mollies, HEs, all the good stuff. But a swing with the Deagle might crack open the site.
Wishful thinking, I think, at this point. It is NiKo on LAN. And it's Poison's AWP that spotted out. Oh, the first bullet out of the Deagle, and it's a scorcher. They've even put Poison on notice with a dink. Just a Glock into his helmet, but it's enough for Nexa to finish the job. Chad.
They can get that bomb down.
Oh, and Hunter, he hears them. Will they check him? And,
oh,
there's 2 of them, and he takes them both. Hunter again pops off, and they're doing it. Just pistols. Bomb ticking, only rush, they've locked it down, and G2 shatter the hopes and dreams of Complexity, starting to string together some consecutive rounds.
Oh, did not feel like it was going to be a likelihood by any means. That Molotov actually surged G2 forward, and I think that's what put Blame in a position where he was caught off guard. This double here was great. It's such a difficult angle to clear, and the perfect weapon for the job. The third one, the cousins combine, they pick up a huge round, and they put Complexity's money in the bin. That was honestly just the timing, right? Because Poison had lobbed out that molly, and then Blame, thinking it was secure, backpedals. NiKo comes out and gets the 1D. That opens everything up because there's no support network anymore for Poison.
And NiKo's so switched on, he sees a glimpse of that ramp AWP and does not, you know, get the blinders on, whatever they put on those racehorses.
That's the ones, yeah? The blinkers?
Blinders? They've got a name.
Yeah.
But either way, he doesn't put those on and instead swings out to catch that timing on Blame F. What a shot from him, and Hunter finishing the job with style.
Looks like we will see Complexity investing here. Poison's been gifted an AWP. I think likely JKS was the one who dropped that. Deagle for Blame, MP9s for Configured Rush, and a little bit of utility, but no defuse kit for this one.
No tags on the cross this time either. 3 making their way across for the CTs. JACKZ is quite early out long. Look at the amount of ground he's covered. The long corner smoke enables him to get into pit unspotted, unscathed. And it looks like Complexity respond by giving up long control and seizing middle and short.
Yeah, well, JKS will need to park here in Upper Dark. He can't go past this, or he will go down to NiKo, who is in backyard, and I think he is actually pushing right now. There will be a fight.
Oh. Knocked on his bottom. Nice find. JKS needed that, and now already they can kind of assume the rest of the force is coming from long. Look at the setup. That is a stacked site. It's not the dream weaponry, though. G2 probably still an advantage here. That can change in a blink of an eye or the pull of a trigger. It's Poison. Takes down another at the back lines. Good response. The T's fill the feed. 2. It's the MP9 of Config causing chaos, and the flames is too much. Hunter can't even get around the corner. Complexity, quick response from them.
Great stuff. That duel with JKS is probably the round winner right there because it thrust them into going over towards long. It forced them into the stack. If he goes down, they get a free kill. That's one of the rifles gone. And then G2 might opt for a different round, right? They don't have to just go towards long. So winning that fight, a big one. But there's still some concerns, right? Because G2, you take a look at their money. They can buy again. It's not like it's going to be out of the woods here for Complexity just yet. AmaNEk into the AWP once more. And they're going for this 3-man B lean again, allowing Poison to work around middle. JKS and Config to lock down B. Rush and Blame locking down long in the meantime. And this looks like more like a default spread.
In smoke deployed. Poison unable to contribute. or get eyes on Catwalk, and it seems like they want to suggest and imply that there's a heavy short presence, which should enable some space to be taken elsewhere. Hunter, full util drop. He's got the lurk smoke, mollies the back plat. That's keeping 2 CTs busy B.
Oh, it's on Rush again. 3 coming out long right now. He's about to feel a lot of pressure.
Got the double last time they knocked on his door. Let's see if he can do the same. Info, dink, nice Deeg. It seems everyone of G2's been warming up the dastardly Deeg.
Poison's stuck again. Blame can't even really help him from spawn.
Yeah, rocking a hard place because he's got 2 angles to contend with here and 2 very scary Ts. Oh, on the grey screen, it's NiKo just lingering on the precipice. Oh. Good find. Poison strings together at least a pot shot. Doesn't quite connect. It was onto AmaNEk and that bomb on his back, so spotted now for the CTs. Big find from Blame. Plays around it, but quickly caught. AmaNEk could response into the smoke. They know Poison's on the site. They know he's there, and he still hits the shot. JACKZ next victim, not to be. The Deagle's still working wonders. Config's got a lot to do. And with 25 seconds, they do have to make haste on the cross. He can't necessarily deny it. It all depends on the bomb plant spot. Will he throw it across? In which case, I'm not sure AmaNEk will be able to contend with this. 10 seconds, boys. They just don't know where he is. They have to be able to plant safe from Gandalf. That is the determining factor, unless Config chooses to strike upon sound. Oh, Config could deny it. Looks like he can't now. Bomb down. AmaNEk, his first chance, and he strikes. Not ready for the return, but now JACKZ, just a Deagle, using this smoke. Config looks the wrong way, and JACKZ pulls it across the line. What a find. Everyone on G2 pulling their weight.
This is back and forth again here. Both teams getting it done without full buys, right? These have been scrappy Deagles. They haven't had everything they need. And both teams being able to contribute. But now you have to look towards complexity and question where their money's at. Are they going to be able to make it work again? Conflict, losing him in his own smoke. They're expecting him to be more passive, not expecting him to be close around that site.
Yeah, as he started, I mean, couldn't believe he didn't go down as he pulled the smoke out. Did well to reposition. But yeah, just caught out between the left and the right.
Well, it's another force buy. Double scouts and double tag. AmaNEk put on notice, down to 18 HP.
Wonder if that pot shot reveals it's too short. Can't say with absolute certainty, but regardless, Config is trying to find an opening. Sticking around ahead of the incendiary, may be able to find NiKo's head here. I think all spotted out. Yeah, that's the end of that. Looks like G2 are pulling the plug on that long presence. They got AmaNEk posted up with his low HP scout long.
Well, they might hear the footsteps. JACKZ is close. They're going to push through mid doors here. Oh!
Nice find. JACKZ shows NiKo he's not the only one with the Deeg, and even scavenges away.
But they think it's going to be a long play again. Look at this. Everybody's just rotated over towards the A site. B's been given up, but it's all a ruse. G2 through 3 in the upper dark.
Beautiful counter-strike. AmaNEk selling it even more so with presence, flashes, smokes. That low HP player, all of that long control, setting him up to sell it. And now the wide open site. What a dream. As they hear those flashes.
They've realized.
Okay, now a question of retake.
JACKZ has 1 flash. That's their only way in. And they're actually pushing through mid doors here. They know that AmaNEk was long. If they can isolate him from the pack, sure, they can make it a 3-on-5 situation. But the clock is ticking.
Yeah, and AmaNEk actually thought better of going through mid. He's going to be pressuring that CT retake. Here comes Tons. Axe, ready for the first, anticipating more. And nice from Config. Here we go. He's one more of those scorching headshots if we want to have a conversation here, because the scout's surely not going to have anything to do.
AmaNEk's in CT spawn. JACKZ thought he was going to fall back. Called the wrong bluff here, and this round is done. Complexity will have to walk away. Hopefully they can pick up something more. Poison will eventually take down that crafty little AmaNEk, but the round is G2's. They've secured it in a big way. Oh, just that long presence. And because we've seen G2 in this half go long quite consistently, right? The pistol round, the follow-up anti-eco, we've seen it a few times, so makes sense that Complexity going to bite down hard on it, but with that opening kill, maybe they outplayed themselves. The information was all a ruse.
Calling a good game is Nexa as well. I think Nexa, you know, he had a little bit of the hype taken away from his name after having a quiet period on the online era. But don't forget, I mean, he was praised as the newest and hottest prospect in terms of fragging in-game leaders as he was picked up alongside and crazy success at the end of 2019.
Yeah, that was a weird period, wasn't it?
It was.
Went to DreamHack, met their teammates for the first time under the G2 banner, the team that had been French forever going international.
Oh, do you remember that part? Was it G2 Party New York? Where Ocelot was like,
yeah,
I'm getting rid of the French.
Yeah.
It's happening.
He's changing it.
I'm changing everything. I'm changing everything.
Well, it's been a long journey since then, hasn't it?
Bloody hell, time does fly. I believe the sentence finishes when you're having fun.
We're getting back to the fun now,
Yeah.
I think.
Not for complexity necessarily.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That force buy right there, and then they've saved. What they've saved is actually pretty good. So this is where they could have a bit of a chat. Not right now, because they're in a technical timeout, but they can have a bit of a chat of what they want to do. I think just operating with what they have right here makes sense. And then being able to invest in the next round when the loss bonus does come through the door. It will be 2,400 in the next round. And we are back underway here. So this is still dangerous for G2, right? They know that there was weapons picked up. They know that scouts were still in play. They haven't been able to establish a flush bankroll of their own just yet. So this half is still anybody's right now. See how long this brawl will continue. A couple of good long spawns here. JACKZ with Hunter able to make their way next, can set them up with flashes. AmaNEk trained down mid with the scout again, and JACKZ tagged one more time. He's really feeling it today.
Yeah, I think if it happens again, his eyes will just roll fully to the back of his skull. Config catches some flack as well.
That's the AK tagged up immediately down to half HP. And now they have taken long. So going for the gamble stack complexity, hoping they can pull off what they couldn't in the last. Config trying to confirm it here. Flash through, spots one, and that's all he does.
Doesn't want to be falling and hook, line, and sinker again on the bait. They're close. There's a chance there for the CTs. I love that. JACKZ sets Hunter up for success. Mantles up, elevates, picks, and oh dear, JKS is making that AK sing. Double kill from the Aussie, still sticking around. The Flames will make a decision for him as to his position. NiKo, however, is working on a bit of a flank and immediately will strike. Nice work. Quick reaction from NiKo as well as JKS started to fill the feed.
How many times has JKS been rotating through to A and died from behind? Like, at this point, it's going to be getting very, very frustrating, as well as those door tags. But they can fix that up. They can drop a smoke towards mid doors. They can do their best to try and avoid it.
It's funny how, you know, back when we didn't use HEs, like we just sucked at utility damage, everyone would be like, oh, you can actually save a smoke by using a HE. And now it's such a hot prospect.
No one
wants to use it for the doors crossed. They'd rather burn a smoke on the CT side. Game time, round 11. Poison's got a good line of sight towards Cat. Doesn't look like it's going to be exploited just yet. Very early hinge smoke. And even a lurk smoke dropped B tons at the same time. So a lot of information denied and a lot of calls for the complexity side.
A is very weak right now. Now, obviously, Long is locked down by Rush and that Blame F crossfire. Config is not in position. JKS has been mollied out, but in the meantime, the focus should be towards short. They're just walking up. They could even just dry swing like they did on that Deagle round, or they can go for a full set piece. And the fact that the AWP is on the other side, this is big problems right now for complexity.
Yeah, Config's going to have a lot to do, a lot on his plate. Keeps his gun on. Rush is setting up Config for success. JACKZ turns it with ease and immediately silences Nexo before any more damage can be done. A 4-on-4. Rush biding his time. The rest of his team so far away from the site, like he's a bit of an unknown entity, and that doesn't enable the frag. He had the element of surprise. Short-lived.
Four-letter word right now, it should be the save. The half was close, the back and forth nature made sense, but now they need to start calling this off, and JKS might not get away with his life. A couple of shots, they don't land. Hunter will punish, and this is getting ugly now for complexity.
Oh, absolutely it is. They know where the AWP is as well. I don't think there's too much of an opportunity. Saying that, we cut to Hunter. You saw he was on his way. Timing's going to be everything on this one. A battle of wits between Poison and Hunter. Opts for spawn. I don't think Hunter's going to press the issue. Okay.
Is this what it sounds like to be on TeamSpeak with me? With the keyboards?
You've got better.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. I love hearing the players talking. I don't love the keyboard. I think it's like if we could tell them to just stop pressing the buttons, that'd be great.
It's 2021. I'm sure there's some crazy like technology where we can actively cancel out repeated noises, like active noise cancellation on the audio.
Okay.
You know, like that NVIDIA thingy-majiggy?
Yeah, doesn't that like use the graphics card?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a tech wizard.
Yeah, true.
I'm just saying I'm sure there's some magical spells we could cast.
Yeah, all right. Well, hopefully Complexity can cast a magical spell right here because they are starting to get themselves in a bit of a hole. G2 up to 7 rounds, one more and they win the half, and that one more is looking very likely. We have the saved M4, we have the saved AWP, but money isn't really there. Blame and Poison could drop Famises, that's great. Somebody on Complexity will be operating with very little in that case, or take a save here, get that loss bonus coming through the back pocket, which will be 3,400 in the next round, and get a full buy going, but then you've definitely lost the half. It looks like they're going to go for that option. A couple of Deagle upgrades, P250, very, very light smattering of utility and Kevlar, and no defuse kit. And NiKo, he's just going to run straight down mid.
Yeah, there's aggressive short defense, though. There's going to be bodies here for him. I think he suspects. He was looking to line up a smoke and change his mind very quickly. Yeah, he's aware the CTs want to try something.
It's very defensive utility. Well, this is the smoke towards the doors, so they might get into B for ease.
Oh, Poison, just before the smoke blooms, isn't able to find one. He'll have to quickly react if he wants to beat the incendiary. Peeks through the flames. Can't contest, and the site is G2's. What's next? That's the question. Team Molly to stop that window challenge. I love that. That's only a product of the swapped over doors.
Well, they do have a flash again. JACKZ can set up 3 players to push on through here with this single flash. That's the only avenue of assault they have on in.
Next has got a flash as well, should they time it to perfection. Re-smoking the doors, that's the flash. Perhaps a fight coming in from the T window, and Poison was waiting for it.
Here they go.
That's their way in, 4v2. There should be no way for NiKo and AmaNEk to hold the door. Sliding through, just the one contribution. AmaNEk as well with another starting to hit shots. Only Poison a head-to-head. Baits the barrel. AmaNEk closes it down, shuts them down. And a huge 2 versus 4 from the G2 boys.
Getting tight. 5 on the trot. What a round that was right there.
I want to see this one again. I felt like that was Complexity's all day of the week. As soon as Poison hits this,
yeah,
I think they got the numbers. But this is AmaNEk. Partners up nicely with Nexa.
This one's great.
Bang. And the rest, I mean, as soon as he sees that barrel close, he knows he just has to hold his nerve, and what a play. AmaNEk comes alive for G2.
They're going for the same strat again. NiKo's back here one more time. Same defensive utility, same smoke lined up, and JACKZ is over towards window here. He needs the help of Config, and he needs it now.
There's no AWP this time to back you up, JACKZ. What have you got? He's still faffing around with his nades. I'm not convinced. They're swinging. So is he, looking for something. Hunter puts a bullet between the eyes, and there's more to come. Config deterred. And they can just get the bomb down. I don't like this. Complexity have got a conversation to be have.
Yet again,
Yep.
And how do you get back into these rounds now? It's going to be 9-4. They're just being beat at the start of the round. Like, it was competitive for that stretch, and now it's really starting to get away from them here. This will be 6 in a row now, I believe. And G2 running the same strategy twice in a row, especially considering how dicey it got. There's no way you're considering that.
So the one check mark, like the checklist or the flow chart for them to pull that strat off is just NiKo gets cat uncontested.
Yeah.
That's it.
Having AmaNEk oversee business with the AWP down, and they don't want to pick against that because he's been tagging him through the doors, even with the scouts. So they don't want to fight that. He pushes on down. Also, remember this, earlier in the piece, there was so much long play coming out from G2. Rush was even exploited late round by 3-man walkouts, which means they're going to have to hedge more resources, and that's what we've been seeing. So now they're punishing the fact that the rotations are going to be very, very far away.
It's a pretty badass T side so far.
This is great, right? This is really good from G2. This is the type of calling you want to see. And the same thing happened on their T side of Vertigo. It was good. It was the CT side is where they had their struggles, right? They were able to condition that B-bomb site early. You remember the pistol round on their T side of Vertigo. They mollied JACKZ out of position. They were beating all of those heavy leans from Complexity.
And they were also pulling the CTs into wrong rotates. So we're seeing it again. Nexa's definitely winning this Counter-Strike match of chess up against Blame. And now, trying to sell it again, JACKZ is definitely going to be a little shy now on this B side. He's been having his fair share of troubles with Hunter and his lurks.
Well, Hunter making it look like the same round, but with the smoke coming from B there, so...
Oh, that's kind of nerdy, yeah. Pulls out util, Config wants info mid, finds nothing. Rush is going to be under a lot of scrutiny here, and that flash, if AmaNEk had dropped it through the doors, would have been bang on.
They are pulling Complexity all over the map here.
Rush is the only factor that could stop this from falling in G2's favor. He'll have to turn the flash. He's already turned. Now it's a chance. Oh, JACKZ very quick on the draw. Good timing, good pacing.
It's on Poison.
Tucked in on Car. Short pressure. Oh! A shot from NiKo. And his cousin burns. He still stands. JACKZ left alone. G2. Another very, very cut and dry T-side round
fact that they get away with that entry out, long doors onto Rush, that immediately is going to make things start to fall. If you're Poison, the AWP player over towards A, you want to be set up mid-long. That's your dream. You want your long anchor to stay alive so you can pick players off as they come up short. Just the pressure from G2 all across the map. If you only watch the radar there, you can see Hunter, one man, keeping 2 players at B busy. Then they had to flash back only to clear out mid. There was 2 players from Complexity, Blame and Poison have to worry about short and mid as well while all of this is happening. And then Rush is isolated on an island.
I honestly think if anyone is looking to do some content, a content piece, take this first half and say, I'm going to explain conditioning. I'm going to explain conditioning on this side, and JACKZ will go down as well. They find him. He gets nothing into the next.
Oh no. That's a nightmare right there. JACKZ maybe could have dropped something across if he stayed alive in that environment, but at this point, you know what we saw yesterday from LDLC, how it was outside of the box? That's probably what you need to do if you're Complexity now, right? Because you need to throw something weird, because as you're saying, the conditioning right now is what is forcing Complexity into these weird situations, because they're trying to play it by the book, but they're being pushed around.
You've just lost 2 rounds to horribly, perfectly executed B takes. So of course, when the flashes and the lurk smoke is there, suddenly Rush is staring at a wall on his own.
Yeah, this has been very, very rough right here for Complexity, and you can see the mood in the camp does not look good whatsoever. Those woes from the planes, even though they did scrape on through, appear to be continuing. And the winner of this one, oh dearie me.
Yeah.
Oh dearie me.
Yeah.
A lot more punishment coming their way. 3 DACKZ out to play. The spam through the doors. Let's see how much damage they get done here. Smokes in play, and oh no, Config's gone. Blame and JACKZ attempt to cross. Blame down to 27, and Hunter, I think he was thinking about just running in towards that B site.
Considered it when he saw that frag in the feed, for sure. Is it only JACKZ? Okay.
He's got Blame with him. Poison and Rush are both towards long, so it's something different, but look at the massive gap on that radar. Mid, completely open. Short, completely open. They have secured the long doors, and Poison overseeing business. Alex, he's going to keep pushing. He's going to keep pushing. He's been spotted. They know the orb's long.
Baiting him in, though. I like that. Might set Rush up for success if they fancy their chances. That's enough. He thinks better of that. They mollied him off. Next up, confirms that long presence is no longer such an issue. Bomb's on its way back to B. A reminder of, well, the loser of this one will be thrust into the lower bracket and be playing the loser of VP Big Clan, currently live over on that B stream. Be sure to check it out if you live in that dual monitor lifestyle. Oh, what's up to Blame? Hang on, with 20 HP as well. Yeah, booked.
Now it's on JACKZ, solo on the B site.
Not his favorite, but a familiar territory for poor old JACKZ. They turn the flashes, they know where he is, and here we go. Double flash, jumping into the arms of JACKZ, still gets the frag. And this reeks of 11-4 scoreline. G2 on their map and showing us why.
It looked like a competitive matchup. You go back and you look at those first 10 rounds, it looked very, very competitive, but Complexity have been broken here.
Sound cue, Jackson finish it right here and now, and with style points and pizzazz, he shuts down Rush. 11 rounds for G2. They're 5 rounds away from continuing in that upper bracket. And we're going to take a quick break, put our thinking caps on and see if there's any way for Complexity to dig themselves out of this hole.
We prepared for Cologne like any other event, just playing a lot basically. And for a specific opponent, it's kind of hard. For our first opponent is Vici, and there's not much information on them honestly because the last official was like 2 or 3 months ago, which is quite some time for any team. So we're kind of going to play our own game versus them honestly, and look at what we can. But in general, we just want to make sure that we're at our best individually, all of us.
That doesn't get the blood pumping for you. I don't know what will. Just seeing NiKo just looking so ferocious in celebration. AmaNEk did come up clutch, and G2 are 5 rounds away from continuing in the upper bracket here of IEM Cologne 2021. They'll be meeting the winner of Virtus Pro and Big Clan. I don't actually have an update on that B stream. I think I'll double check it right now. It's in front of my face. Looks like the score currently stands at 6-5 on map 2. It was nearly a full 30 rounds of play. 29 rounds of play on the first map. Big 1-0 up in that. So front runners to be meeting the winner of this. Let's get into it. I've got Chad Sponge Birchall with me.
Oof, those odds right there for 1xbet. Not thinking Complexity has too much of a chance whatsoever. Looks like a quick mid to B smoke, and maybe the follow-throughs here as well. Flash on in. Complexity, they're going to lead their way out mid with config.
Okay, Hunter and JACKZ, two of the sharpest tools in the G2 shed. And when it comes to pistols, it's all about the aim. Oof, well, his brain splattered across B. JACKZ soon to follow, and now Complexity looking locked to secure the opening pistol.
Okay, well, they just have to deal with 3 more players, and it's curious if, even with the kit, G2 want to have a look in. Now, once upon a time on a pissed around to say that, it would be blasphemy. These days, holding on to this Kevlar might be a godsend going into round number 2.
USP check.
You like that one?
I didn't even know it existed. I'm clearly not looking at all the cases.
The next USP. Can we have a look at that, Jakey?
Jakey boy? Oi, oi, oi. You have my attention. That'll match my Empress on the T side. I'll get to do a bit of both.
I don't know where that one's come from.
I don't know. It's beautiful, though. And he's gone for the full
the
matching
red theme.
set.
Well,
Next are a man of style.
Who would have thought? Nobody has to go down here. But they will.
Ow.
AmaNEk decapitated. Next up. He's a bit close to danger right here. He will survive. So that's all right, because AmaNEk had the kit. It's going to be the Kevlar held on for NiKo and NiKo. Now, there's 2 choices. They can either upgrade that for cheap into head armor, or they can keep that and invest, maybe in a couple more nades, a couple more bits and bobs like that. But as you can see, it will be the Force by Scout for JACKZ. MP9 for NiKo. MP9 head armor, that's not a bad second round buy whatsoever. And Complexity, looks like they're taking a timeout here. You can see the top of your screen. It's in orange on the clock. Great way to indicate that. Ticks on down.
Just on that topic as well, don't hesitate to keep reaching out with your feedback on this HUD. I've never seen Vlad just be, this guy is working overtime. He's absolutely one of the hardest workers working on this heads-up display. That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to use my brain there.
We got Mikey here as well in this back room. He's coding away as well.
Oh, yeah.
He's.
I mean, sometimes, Chad, we say, oh, it'd be cool to see ADR on that thing, and you just disappear for a second, and
let me find out. All right.
Suddenly, by the powers of technology, something changes. But yeah, loving this. 11-5, the scoreline. Complexity did need to start with the pistol. I hate to be breaking that cliche out so early, but it was a mandatory one, and now we're ready to get the action underway. We've got a nice smattering of rifles.
This one feels mandatory as well, and JACKZ is the only one patrolling mid and B. It's going to be 4 players over towards A, and actually quick to rotate back around here, G2. Just to know, that was Complexity's last timeout. If they are to mount this comeback, it'll be done without the help of Key to the coach on the mic. Now, very transitional here at G2. You can see they were ready for a long play. That wasn't the case. They're pivoting back and they're regrouping now towards short. Smoke towards mid doors. That's going to slow down any aggression from BlameF. And it might even force them into this short position where currently NiKo and NiKo do lie. Complexity have no idea what's on the other side of those long doors. You can see a very passive stance from Rush, and uh-oh, Poison's being tagged on down early. This is going to get a little bit messy, I think.
I mean, if NiKo's Deagle and his one-shot accuracy,
no.
just like that, the full HP of config is ripped out of the server.
He's done that twice now on 2 of these Deagle forced by rounds.
He's living that LAN lifestyle, bro. First bullet straight out into their head. Very comfortable. That pistol is one to be feared in the hands of NiKo.
There's 40 seconds left. There's no way they're going back long, and now they've just flashed and cleared short. So they have a very good idea that it is either going to be a B hit or a long take, and we know it's going to be B.
Oh, gets the info safely. They can't close the gap because of the incendiary. Scout to soften them up. This could be great. JACKZ is forced in, but he can totally hit that shot to soften him up. Blame spotted outdoors. Here's the commit. Oh, and he's hit him straight into Poison's heart. Another chance goes awry. B site's open for business.
Oh, and Blame's dealt with that rotation there as well. Next to falls, it is just NiKo, the man who kicked this one off in a 1-on-3 situation. The damage looked good early, but the fact that JKS and Rush are able to entry into that site, they are the 2 necessary kills. Blame had already taken away all the pressure. And now he's even starting to look for NiKo all the way in towards the backyard area of B. T-spawn, maybe is probably a better way to label that one. As NiKo does find himself a Galil, that'd be fantastic to carry on through. It should be just the Deagle he can drop and the Galil if he gets to carry it through. And he's actually looking for more damage here. A kill onto BlameF would be great.
Could be the AK as well, dude.
He's not even looking.
Blame, what are you looking at? Clearing his corners. NiKo gets the AK-47. Will he get away? He could do more economical damage. Hello, goodbye. I'll take that. Complexity. The mood soured a little towards the end.
Very much so. The fact that NiKo now has an AK, JKS does not want to re-pick that, and for good reason. You know, you need to carry something through the next round. Very, very costly. And we won't see G2 necessarily go for the buy, but they have the Deagle, which he's dropped across to JACKZ. So this round, NiKo with an AK and Kevlar and nades and a kit. This is a NiKo full buy, and this is NiKo we're talking about. So let's keep our eyes on this one.
Yeah, he's had dreams about opportunities like these. NiKo, go kill is the communication.
All right, couple of USPs around these upgrades.
Chance already? Oh, yeah, could have been a chance. I think the timing's a bit off now. Blame's already tucked in close on tons. I think he's pre-aiming it. But no info for them. Dead silent falls across Dust2. And they're starting to stroll catwalk. Blame catches that doors player. AmaNEk tucked in tight, but it's NiKo that could be exposed here. Oh, very quick reactions from the Kovac. And now Poison, he's vulnerable. There's so many players, though. They're all going to come into action. A nice reaction. Oh, NiKo popping off! The only weapon in play. And now he's on for an ace clutch. So many bodies, so many different angles, and he gets them all. Bombs underneath him. JACKZ has to come to him.
And he's aware. NiKo's looking the right way.
Oh, NiKo. Oh, NiKo, you are unreal. Nobody does it like him.
Oh my God, absolutely
Oh, can I see that again, please?
Absolutely sublime.
I just can't quite believe. There were so many different targets, all shooting at him and his teammates. I'm just going to be silent. We're going to watch beauty in motion. Oh, the transfer. Oh, I said I'd shut up. It's too good.
That third
This
kill,
one, even this one, dude, he's got 10 HP.
I think he must have heard JACKZ running there. He's so committed to that. That was a full gun round for one man on that team. And the ramifications that are being seen on your screen right here with the complexity buy are also because of NiKo. The round before, where he saved that AK, he took down so many members. He put them in this situation with their economy.
Back to back, he's just basically flipped the script.
Yeah, he's taken the round away, and he's done the economic damage, which has put them in this situation. Deagle's and a scout. Complexity are bloody on toast here. What are they going to do? Their mental has to be absolutely dismal right now. And they've even given a breather. G2 have gone, yeah, cool, we know you're on a weak buy. We're just going to play a default setup. We're just going to sit on back and wait.
You see the double smoke, they'll assume it's a full commit mid-B. And that is the double smoke. Immediately Hunter reacts with a smoke of his own. A flash for the fight. Hunter takes a wide swing. JACKZ spanked, and Hunter's not quite done, following suit of his cousin. And this one looks all too easy. JACKZ collects a double of his own. It's only Poison, nothing to talk about there. G2, 3 rounds away from advancing in the upper bracket.
Pack the bags. I think this one is done right here. I have no idea how Complexity are going to get back into this, because now it is an eco. That was a force buy. That was their attempt to try and keep this economy honest. Just the way that they've been able to get through these rounds, they've been limping. They're not limping anymore. They're on a bloody stretcher. This one has to be done and dusted. G2, 14 is almost guaranteed. They can smell it right now.
I'm calling it. By the end of this event, I'm going to start crying while I'm casting. I don't know why. Just I can feel it already.
Getting emotional with the land?
I'm just seeing like the faces of these human beings that are clearly like, you know, thriving in something they've dedicated their life to. I'm getting a bit soppy. Oh, NiKo, good finds. There we go. I just said NiKo. Still thinking about him. Still thinking about him.
NiKo.
Okay.
Hunter.
Can you finish this one off for me? I'm going to take
this
5.
This one's an easy one. I'll take this one. Hunter's got 20 kills to his name as well, and he's going to continue the pain. The MP9 pushing on and up, just ripping off these heads. We mentioned it was just the Glocks, and here it is. The last man, Blame F. Oh. Gets a dink onto NiKo, but that's it. The round's done. 14-6. The buy's going to come back on through. Config into a Galil. You never love to see that. You want to see the beast, the animal that is Config in an AK-47 territory. There's no AWP for Poison, which means they can't even contest down mid doors with the AWP. He can't just get that territory with his presence alone. Utility a little bit light on as well. We're talking 1 Molotov for this T side. They've all got smokes. They've all got a couple of flashes. But this is limp at best.
Complexity need a round just like that from G2's side for them to find the mental recovery. I just think they need to prove to themselves that they've still got some fight in them.
Oh, add NiKo to that list. What are we up to? 8 aces now?
Yeah, good point.
And that one was mental. That was a saved AK against a full gun round.
With USP.
Keep the list of these aces up. They're not eco bashers, guys. Today has been nuts.
They've been bottling them up. They had 500 days without getting to have those LAN aces.
Oh, look at that grenade.
It's not over yet, Chadney. A chance for them to strike again.
Everyone's here.
Oh my God, they're all there.
They're all here.
Holding the angle. Great find from Rush. It's Poison as well in the feed now. We've got a numbers advantage. Not for long. Hunter the AWPer. That flash to set up a closed gap, a great Molotov at least to force JACKZ away from the default box. No real threat though, and I'm starting to question as to how they find their way back in. A single incendiary for JACKZ. Config lurking on the smoke, that won't be there forever. Hunter should have an advantage onto this
fade
fight.
now.
It should be Hunters every day of the week. That's if NiKo doesn't get there first. He's just farming stats at this point. JACKZ, his next victim. Closing the gap. The Australian steps into the crosshairs and meets his demise. Took one with him. Bomb planted for Blame, he can deny. They need to defuse safely. NiKo eyes on the floor, JACKZ to defend, and they've only gone and done it. Just in the nick of time, G2 snatch another away, and Complexity one round away from the lower bracket.
Oh, dearie me. Look, the plant is great. If we're looking at any constellations here for Complexity, it's going to give them enough to just be in the realms of a competitive buy. But again, the utility isn't going to be there. It's going to be light on. It's going to be weak. You can see that being reflected now. Galil, Scout, there's an AK purchase. JACKZ waiting for the call of the strat here. Will get himself an AK and config. Back into another Galil. This one's done. This one is absolutely done. G2, this is the showing you want to see on their map pick.
So many flashes burned early. And now, speaking of, there isn't a single one left.
They have to operate with 2 smokes, 3 Molotovs and a HE. They have long control. That's it. Look at everything G2 have left.
It's going to be cross smokes.
That's it. That's all they can do.
Cross smokes walk up, bread and butter for a Dust2, and only Nex are actually in a position to try and contest.
Oh, double mollies to slow this.
Not bad. And a smoke on the site. Nex can play around that. Not bad at all. NiKo again fills the feed, 24 frags and counting. It looks like G2 are done. They're done with Complexity, condemning them to the lower bracket against the loser of Virtus Pro and Big Clan. Config's the last one, and that is one way to finish. G2 sail through Dust2. A battle on Vertigo, sure, but that's big for the cousins. You can see what it means to them as well. You've been waiting for this opportunity, waiting to return to the realms of LAN, and you make quite the statement against the Juggernaut here. Upper bracket for G2.